Remember that so kwanso kuso de san komo we etimi abre nti mamenka say free service copy say non kono bo all of us is our responsibility say ebetimi adwena o my Ghana homa bibia etimi akokama e dia bayen yada Franco Trading Enterprise for yada ona so kwanso kuso sa yada Safari Tissue so ase na yada Rechoko for so ase so na aso ase na Zest Consult sa enyumakuo we na aso ase say adwoada copy me fiada ewo Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV. So you ka Franco quickly, mame enka say phone ho akwa bia ne phone type bia ope bia no unya bi na wato ewo Franco. A very very important. Bibia da me kan phone mo bi say won dwumadi a won di no ade a ebo yi pa nti da bia da me ka say ka phone nko ate say iPhone, Samsung, Nokia, smart TVs are ranging from 32 inches copy 65 inches and have a tabletop fridges. Franco air conditioners with free 1.5 horsepower, copy 2.5 horsepower sound system, any home accessories. One other remote be at all. Franco for 0246422338 and that's 055 5939 na wati mini wona didwa ama bibia ti makokuso kama edi amawo and watching so no on website abenya bi wonum and here www.francotrading.com sa enyumekoi asoyase Zest Consult so asoyase o kwanso so number abenya omunye 0509092330 na wati mini wona dinkita wo Monday to Friday once your fasa jumediwe emfa emro na fe menkai one so nimnyam for Boama or one constituency, these electoral areas in the 5 electoral areas in or share a year distribution of library books or chassis until every Monday. I understand so by chassis every Monday be for the next a year 5 weeks, or call a year an electoral area. Joada bia no akwache engoma mufra no ebetimi de esuade. So Honorable Patrick Boama, good morning and thank you for supporting the base. Yaba back there mekai na ma stress those who are responsible to ensure that JUSAC for be come back to your tent in bia no because JUSAC no mesremwa adwumakuo kese a attention e bia no only di dwuma de boa nti enko e wadwene se bi gardeners na cleaners enko from the circuit and magistrate courts ni nipa dodo na enyina kabom ana judicial service adwumaefo na mo ate atua nti all over the country ya dia ya attention e bia no ana se ndi bia no apaska enye adwuma. I think government of the day cannot continuously just look on. Say enkososa at the how pa already. Joy News, Adom News stories on my cover on this matter. Very disheartening. Nti there young should be able to say JUSAC ejuma phone so and share amfa dakopena boom omote say piano. The bribia da meka even when there is no means to meet us halfway. The most important thing is how we go about it, the management of it, and for people to see that they are appreciated and they are also respected. But sometimes the portion of government emwa kra inti yebesre say anka by close of day and nedie yebete krata se ye ka kire ye ho say nyame yadoma achina yenuanom ne maamenom ne ofanom ne yesewanom yikununum ne yerenom no they are going back to work which JUSAC ejumefo na JUSAC for so no yesemoko table no ho for now proposal from government bi amufi say quite reasonable no just accept it and move into action for Mother Ghana. A little bit of patriotism and love for your country will also do. On that score, now, Minka also say, since you told him, we should be careful how we dispose of waste. It be them deliberately. Ensuring to know in your gatem deliberately. To usisi anansia, one usisi. So let's be mindful of that one too. On this note, Mamima, former Greater Accra Regional Chairman, an active member of the NDC, very relevant for the party's cause. And Obia, football, when you see Wajaya, Always once a football administrator, always a football administrator. So old soldier never die. Chairman Adekoka. Chairman Akwaba. Long time. Yes, Chairman.
Almost about when I have.
Yes. It's true.
They hire me few.
Yes. Good. Obi came about, but Chairman, the last time when they could see, I think it was the Thursday. Obi raised the issue be about who successor now, Ashimo. Only the secretary of Mokontoko. Are you aware of that?
Anyway, I've been here. You know, Adoma. Oh, she. Better than me, I seen. When you have me in this year,
how about we came about? So, are you aware of that?
And I pay, but I'm on topic.
No. The reason is that no. Are you aware of that?
Because I'm very much aware.
The reason I'm asking is that if I make on Thursday, the reason I'm asking is that, and I've come to understand how our politics run. I raised an objection to the handlers of John Mahama, His Excellency, that he's an advocate for corruption, and then an advocate for the funding of political parties. It was one of the key reasons why we keep going back and forth on matters of corruption.
That's right.
And I'm a say, Obia nim to say they cook Kumawia MPP for display. So behind him say, this is the situation.
Yes.
But officially, sir, is quite worrying. And I be precedence. But the other aspect of Inchilmu is even with this, people still wanted a way out to make money out of that. So that could be some of the reasons that informed the team to go on that tangent. But Ebasa is worrying because the focus, I believe, of the party now is to win power.
That's correct.
So every force you marshal, inclusive giving out money for people to get access to where they want to go and vote to vote. That's how no won't mean there. Then the president should be worried.
Exactly.
Because the people who are surrounding him to ensure that the NDC's vision and Onotu vision, there are question marks on them. And it happened in Kumawu that 50 cities could change the mindset of a more agent.
That's right, yes.
So I don't know how you're putting your house in order. I am worried because Monko Chesika,
and so I
have a problem.
I very worrying. And I made the say 12 years since 12 years I'm a regional chairman. So I say be in Sida. Because there are structures. Every party has got a structure. And you, the chairman, must always be above. So that as somebody, you can then deal the matter. But if you're chairman yourself, you get yourself involved. Then where does the buck stops? It is very worrying. The secretary and the chairman are now in conflict. But like I'm saying, the impression will be created. And I've seen figures going round. Haircut, and then
no, but meaning discuss small party Juma. And this always a titine assume, but it's very bad. Fakoye party Juma, all party person winning, also party person winning. One of the means a bit media boa amai boa and pa genuine with your front place. Comodian price here. They cannot come, so there should be a means to bring them to back. The party actually way and this is say for making sure that these people will come from where they are and go back. No,
the one you said about President Mahama. Yes, sir. Ebama sir, Pakono ko vote man ko. Obedi who here. One because Yama will Juma say. Why? The person will feel aggrieved. Well, it's a very bad. I'm saying that in this particular instance, the party must call for investigation. To put this to
rest,
because it's going out and it's tarnishing the image of
these two personalities in the party.
In the personality, because his sides are saying this. So which is the truth? The truth can only be found out if
when you sit and investigate,
a neutral body goes to investigate, because it's coming too much. And it's not the best. The party structures must be followed, and going forward these days, giving money to branch or party members. It's very easy. We've got Momo.
So many ways.
So many ways. I don't know. You
That's why I had
cut the interface, the human interface.
Yeah, if you're party chairman, yeah, and also achieving the X amount of money. Yes, someone for managing my constituency and another electoral area. No? You know, and people should be truthful and honest.
Exactly.
It's important.
I think that.
Yeah, OPK, I mean, introduce OPK, honorable OPK, so I know person friend, but on the Davis, Opukwansa, and price so much on the ticket of the MPP.
I'm saying, first of all, Mincha is there. Na Mincha and price on Peswa, so I'm pay almost share. I'm saying, it brings to bear the issue of political funding and how political parties must operate. You know, because right from the top, we are not sincere with ourselves. No, even how political funds are distributed. No, Obia person hataso because on better for account mu na we are kohunu. You say one of the challenges are when Kwabena became general secretary. Every constituency should open an account. I mean, there was a fierce resistance. I mean, towards it. Because clearly, people want to come and pick the money from Accra. They take it to the various constituencies and they feel it gives them some level of power. But there are some casualties that happen on the way. If we saw do another level, 10% back.
Another level.
10% back.
Another level. The real purpose for the money, no,
I mean, it doesn't help. And we need to accept the fact that, I mean, political funding, acquire sometimes people don't want to be asked, what are your sources? In this era, a special prosecutor anytime can call you, say, unexplained wealth in any manner. It becomes a...
Honorable Chairman, move on share party for a teacher, those who have the party appointment, who are working on behalf of the party, that if you get the focus right, we are in to win from this government. More accusing you say, or momoding, what done your mind butu. So if you're an NDC man at this point, and you cannot manage
peanuts,
some of these things.
You're worried.
Yeah.
You're worried because say if this small segment you can't handle it.
You want your party to win. How is the party winning?
And the bigger one more
I bet
then the cycle continues. Because once a while corrupt, you are going to continue.
Yeah, and I gave that advice to the Kosise on Thursday that again I suggest that the people you engage their services to be the polling agents, because this election, by God's grace, we don't want the normal, usual complaints of elections.
No.
So parties should really sit up.
I mean
that's why I've been on the Electoral Commission's neck. Say, Dr. Piahene must resign.
And I've been following.
Yeah, he must resign.
That my brother too agrees.
He must resign because who trust him to go?
No.
But as MEM pretend to say, Bibian Koso. It's not true.
On Mamma no.
Mamma quite the okay background of function. But where you the Niman Casa say, or your MPP ni.
You're fine.
But is he? Because you see, we need to be very sincere with ourselves. Me say, even Asofo Mushekasok, they are political.
But Asofo are not restricted from be doing politics.
I'm coming, say, in this country, unless they be a Jehovah Witness, unless a Jehovah Witness, will be bearer or getting involved in the political decision of our country by voting. You're a politician. We need to look at the competence of the said person.
No, sometimes.
Rather than now coming. I'm saying,
Chairman Adekoka, you are the next electoral boss commissioner, electoral commission for commissioner.
Yes, but
are you comfortable with Chairman Adekoka?
But you see, Chairman Adekoka has held very serious positions in the NDC.
Yeah.
We know MC na no kopeu.
OPK.
MC,
municipal chief executive.
No, but who is how many people have we engaged in this country under your regime? How many MPP for? All the MMDCs, how many of them are confident because on your MPP?
But that's what I'm saying, sir. This is not somebody who is too politically exposed. I mean, the fact that MMD.
But who sits on radio to defend the policies of the New Patriotic Party?
No, let's not because you see
competence will be uncle.
I'm saying say
no wait quite Jane.
Yeah.
Electoral commissioner. The criticisms about her affiliation with any political party, especially MPP, are minimal. Only exposed to that extent. So what I say. So you really cannot really. There are genuine people who are sympathizers of the MPP who are not known out there. But if you sit to defend and to discuss the MPP, when Emra Minu ya shout to say, ya boy homodin bi, and say boy would sign a TSA, wow, Badwam commissioners or electoral commissioner biano. Yekua yemfa manyosem anenkoye se ekubedino. It's just there, black and white.
No, but it says that at the time of your appointment, you should not hold any political office.
So, what the technical ways by OPK? You see, all politicians, Chairman, one of you know. Today, all the definition for what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh man, nice definition.
Yeah.
As of the time of your appointment, no, you shouldn't be holding any political appointment or you don't have office. No problem. Yeah. Tomorrow, Chairman Adekoka will not have any political appointment, but you know that Chairman Adekoka is highly NDC. You know.
A simple analogy. House of Folk ne kotoko much.
Herbert Mensah. How can you say Herbert Mensah?
He has answered my question. So how?
No, I'm saying that the commission member.
I will continue.
Really,
I'm
really
NDC, and then the IT guy comes to educate me, the NDC people on this. But
how can I believe the person?
What do you mean? The person might be genuine, but on mine OPK, we may careful as politicians. When we have power, what we say. When we are in opposition, what we say and what we do. The principles that we all lack as journalists, as politicians, as businessmen, as people working in the interest of Ghana, and no idea in about these circles.
In the unlikely events end this way now original executives here Sikako form asiana yamenini nti omo na eba be da ye man sikasem so asembe be bio
oh David na so this video asem like we are managing the affairs of the operations of the political
any man ye omo ko minister
that's your fear say we President Akufo-Addo, internally, no matter Ananchemanja for the
they be on fire.
Oh, okay. How the be?
Oh, it's a party number, a very long period.
Okay.
Me sure say 50,000 there. Many bria try make me go farm. And me sure say BBI planning.
But the NDC is now out tall with the former president. Say on the flag bearer. So mu here acceptability and love by Ghanaians is key.
I agree with you. I mean, if you look at the last election and if you compare to the previous two elections now, clearly the MPP should elect somebody Ghana for Benya Gideon. I mean, for me...
And you see that in Alan Chemati?
Oh, clearly. I mean, it stands tall if you compare. All of them are competent, but I think if you want to do something extra, if you want to break the 8 year, some past year per se, you're winning the next election. We hear Obia, Sabio, in some Nino, Obia Intimian, Wassam Brinka, Ubrinibeka, Niema, Etimi, Emma Yenihu, the tangibles in elections, Otimi Edeba, and then Ghana, Obia can one district, one factory, maybe Okubia, Uncle Folk, one district, one factory, Eboa, and then automobile industry, Oko Toyota, VW, Volkswagen, one in Ghana. Creating Numa, one more produce cars for Ghana. So clearly, say the future is industrialization. Then between the NDC and the MPP and the CPP and everybody, if you want the champion of industrialization in this country, this Chamachi. I've always maintained, say, Nkrumah Babayebi. But Kwame Nkrumah with over 34 factories will be in Ghana. Today we continue to speak about him. Today in Ghana, you have over 126 factories that have been opened under Chamachi Abreso. Okay. And for me, it is commendable, and that is why I feel say he's the right person to lead the MPP and the right person.
Okay, so interesting times ahead. MPP for the who are managing the year. So we have the likes of Akuchefi, Kwabene Japan, Adainimo, Apreku, Chairman Team, Boache, Ejako Chairman Team. We have Kennedy Akompreko Japan, Old School, Adisco. we have
Chairman Tisoko Adisco. I'm senior 3 years.
So Adisco too.
Adepo the one better.
Chairman, now walk us through.
Yeah.
The Minority Caucus in Parliament has requested for the details of the judgment on James Jackie, former Assin North MP, to be made available by June 7 before it can pass a vote on the President Chief Justice nominee. Justice Gertrude Tokonu, the caucus refrained from passing a vote on the nominee after the Appointments Committee of Parliament met after vetting the Supreme Court Justice. The group is demanding to see the full judgment before any decision is taken. A second vetting appears imminent, but the chairman of the committee, Joseph Oseiwusu, declared that there will be no second vetting. The minority chief whip in a press release indicated that minority expects the cooperation of the majority in its request to bring closure to the vetting. Oh, yeah, it's difficult too much.
Oh, I was watching the
vetting
process, and per my information, Chief Justice, they have to go through all her rulings. In the period that she was a judge, a appeal court judge, and a Supreme Court judge, to have an informed opinion
about who she is.
And I think it's in order. What is outstanding is the JK, what's his name? Our brother's Questions case. And the Questions case is very interesting. But what I was listening to, submissions, I remember the Mukoti, J.H. Mensah, Mukoti Baba Jamal, Mukoti a few. And the argument is that matters regarding parliamentary MPs should be dealt at the High Court. And J.H. Mensah once said that a matter that he took to court, so the Supreme Court came back to tell him that they don't have jurisdiction. You could see that the whole argument was going around whether the Supreme Court had the power to take the decision that they've taken. And so, if they had the power, they obviously the reason behind them having.
You need to reason.
You've got all of us are sitting here. We don't know. Well, so I think it shouldn't be any difficulty, because obviously before they gave the rulings,
you've ruled already. So let us know what.
Just that this is a written submission now over here, and I'm sure before they gave the reason, they must have some points down that they can quickly put there. So I don't think that should debar her from being nominated as being confirmed as the chief judge. Because she's a fine lady, and when on television she even looks very, you warm towards her. You warm towards her.
She's intelligent.
You warm towards her, and so I think between now and
7th June, I'm sure that if the reasoning comes out, order to be made public, and probably there will be no need for a second vetting to take place once you've read, and it makes because it's good for us. I mean, somebody went to prison on the same situation, but we are saying that the Constitution says that before you become an MP, member of Parliament, you should denounce your whatever. If you've got other nationalities, the question is that at what stage should that be done? This is all the matter. Some people are saying that. Or the two muno. On free as a citizen of Canada.
Some people are saying that the moment the or the time the Electoral Commission announces an election, that before Belfast are formed, you shouldn't be holding another nationality. Now, some people are saying that the moment the speaker swears you in Parliament, you should not be a dual citizen. So this is the crux of the matter. Which is which? And then people are saying that this should be done at the High Court level, not at the Supreme Court. Is just for interpretation of the Constitution. So I believe that it's all with the layman, me a lawyer, but I also have a common sense. I've got an appreciation. Well, sometimes there are certain circumstances Because according to this gentleman, that time what they now did to himself or bury now, so then COVID setting into a delay. Into at the time, Nisa Kaino, in half or file nomination papers. And here's a situation say the electoral commissioner who is supposed to accept your nomination accepted it because they were satisfied with the documents that he had brought to them. Oh, so the whole thing, who come because the background referee, no, because card I had the by I was saying with the first registration card, actually referee, by inspecting. At the time of inspection, no, when you say OPK, you are qualified. Now, I say, okay, I have accepted it. Now, OPK could they agree here? Also, Jimmy, excuse me, who 2 points if me match a boy and who 3 points. But it wasn't my fault to say I make a ball now because you accepted me. Well, you accepted me to come and play. It's not my fault. I gave you a document. If my document was wrong,
I said, "Can't prompt me."
Also, prompting me if you, but yes, it's really why accepting me. Marco, what's swearing? Then another question that somebody called me. I was on a program, Mansa Musa, and he asked me that this particular MP had taken part in the swearing of the speaker. Well, now, rule they above Supreme Court said they should expunge everything that he had done in Parliament. Take his name and expunge it. That was why the minority leader was trying to go to that angle. Say, at what stage should the expunging take place? Then the lady, she said, if they have a project, they should come to the Supreme Court for the president. Oh, never be. If you do that, I just say, if he's pretending over the swearing of the speaker, if he's pretending over the swearing of or vetting of Supreme Court judges or Appeal Court judges, so all those people, you know, he might have voted. So when you take his vote out, all those people, you know, is their position valid or not valid? Sometimes that's why I'm saying that me and man call law school. Sometimes it now say at least nyamia mami, BBF grey matter. I'm assuming to me the dream. See, when you also go through all these things, there are a lot of complications. At the end of the day, there are a lot of complications. Wow. Yeah, I'm more for more reason.
So what's it? What's the feeling like she's going to go through? Whether
I think we don't need to deny Ghana this fine brains as a Supreme Court judge. But that said, I think the reasoning of the court in the matter of Mr. Kwesi, you know, we all must also read it. I mean, it's only fair that a court, you know, the reasoning and the bonting. But it is not unusual. That's what happens in this country. Every time they are say court, you know, Emma ruling, it takes time for them to bring a detailed document I would refer to. But you know, Chairman raised the issue about Baba Jamal and all of those raising issues. I say electoral matters must go to the High Court. I think the difference in this matter is that it has to do with Article 94 and it concerns interpretation of the Constitution.
That's what I'm saying.
Who qualifies to be and in Ghana, no, per our Constitution, it's only the Supreme Court that is clothed with the powers to explain to us or interpret to us what the Constitution, what the law really means. That's what I say. So it is not wrong for the Supreme Court to take a decision on that matter. It's a bit interesting, and I would want to read more about it because Ushe Zenato case now, the court was very clear, say, at the point of the application, that's where this whole process is initiated.
Exactly.
It's time as Zenato, a place of a parliamentary candidate, no, on your voter's card. But the court said, no, it doesn't matter. At the point of the application, Ohona, I was saying, Bibiaba. Then there's other bit about, say, deceiving a public officer. And the chairman, so can I say, the electoral commissioner was, they presented to him all these facts. And the electoral commissioner at the district level took a decision, say, well, once you have initiated the process, and no one know who to be go through. But the point is that, an interesting case, you know, I've gone through elections before. I've gone through elections, the toil and the sacrifices that you have to do and the cost involved. You know. a bit into me. I will not sit on radio to want to score very cheap political points out of this. And anybody who knows me, especially MPs, they will tell you, say, my position on this matter, no. Because I feel, say, I mean, you see, people would cite Adom Dramani's case and want to compare to this matter. But you see, Adom Dramani was in Parliament, was still holding a citizenship. So that's it. That is the difference. But there's somebody who had sworn, say, I no longer want to serve the Canadian government, saying. At that point, for me, is you differentiate between the citizenship and the allegiance. So that's it. And the Constitution is very clear. Article 94(2) now. Or say a person shall not be qualified to be a member of Parliament if he owes allegiance, not citizenship. And there's a clear difference between citizenship and allegiance. So I think that media in this matter, I've always maintained, said, the legal team of the Mr. Kwesi, right from the onset, they got it wrong. And I think that they took it lightly. They thought, say, they took it as it is one of those cases. It has to be dealt with, and that's it. And they, Edi Papa Ninya, Mradie, Senior Mamine or by your business say you should choose between the professional and the faith on this LGBTQ. You're not so there. Once it sits in there, I am running or the ejuma. So it is one funny year initially who did the grow there yeah now grow bedu. So that's it. And I know the 12 me campaign. I was in pains that the every time you have to take medicine to campaign. It is who say Obidiano is being quashed a year. Enibrewum, so that's it, Enibrewum. But that said, I was saying Mrani Yejuma, and we will all wait for the ruling on Tuesday, on Wednesday, 7th of June, Sebeba out. But you see, there's this growing trend in Parliament. I feel say, I was saying to me, arrested. The fact that sometimes people want to seize these vetting committees and vetting decisions, to be able to settle other scores. Oshe Ebra Nansenya Omampeni Power Minister see. Then this as a political party took a decision, say we won't approve because we are not okay with the numbers. And a decision that was taken by the party. But you see, if you look at the Constitution very clear, it is only the president that determines the number of ministers. It says the president shall appoint as many as ministers that he wants to. It is not clothed with the NDC, even the MPP as a political party. Any year to me, Omampeni nemu. And it me determine say, oh, I feel I'm in for 100 and I'm in for 200. Uno as parliament and say, Nipana edina besu eni no. Shenin krate emu ne tutu na no ne hwese asodwuma na yesi onkwankwan no obetimi aye ananso ontumi nye. So, but then we will seize that opportunity to want to take other political decisions. And for me, it's a worrying trend. So we must stick to our parliamentary duties, legislative duties. Look through the panel documents. Question him on it. So then we approve.
But you are seized with the power does not also mean that just abuse it, because
no,
at a point, then fair-minded Ghanaians, not necessarily the NDC. They say, Nanado, Your Excellency, our numbers here.
Of course,
too much.
It was a political issue. Yeah. It was a political issue in the 2020 elections. Yeah. But you see, the president still went ahead to win an election. It tells you, say, the Ghanaian people really did not see that as an issue. Well, and I make say, abatu bia won so ko gina ayimu na otuaba mo bia. Wo mani pano kwan say onyusu na adwene. No, and of course, for somebody to be president or to want to contest as president, the person would carry, and the woman Ebegina, Nanado, John Mahama, Alache Martin, Dr. Baumia, Kennedy, Japan. These are people of weighted, they can take very bold decisions for and on behalf of the country. And then, among for saline, 50 womo, a big crack canning 2000, a bit to tomatoes, Kamu, Eddie Co. Kumase, a bit to me the cocoa, the Kotoa Bakeke, nearby, because they want to entrust the management of this country in one person.
But I'm not sure we've understood what really we vote for. Our type of vote in here based on Probably say lack of a better word. So funny. And you may just so the two about my way, you know. I mean, I think you are also winning some money. You jay a man yourself for and say, oh, family, couldn't the eka and found the president shall appoint, the president shall appoint her. And then some of us are witnessing today levels of friends, family, and friends in. We abuse it. That's who we are. Unipe biano, the amount that free road to operator. Udi agro when you bounce, no. Not the only council you know because you have been given the room to operate.
So it's a matter of constitution. The constitution now you dying, which is supreme than parliament, which is supreme than even the courts. No, that is what the constitution says. So if there's a need for amendment,
okay. the framers of the constitution did not anticipate that we should, like say, abuse it. The framers of the constitution had and other jurisdictions. You have to look at other jurisdictions. You look at a country like United Kingdom. The population is more than us. But how many ministers have they got? But you look at a country like Ghana, they have about 120 ministers. And look at the cost of running the ministry. And then later on, then we come and say that we are bankrupt.
The chairman, I also have a problem, and that is why, you see, yes, I like your analogy of using, let's say the president appoints, so we had water and sanitation.
Yes.
The president decides to decouple water, so there's a ministry for water, and there will be a ministry for sanitation. Apart from the minister that you appoint, and probably maybe the deputy, nothing changes. If you go to the ministry, it's the same nomenclature. Some of the ministries, they share the same office. Ubona, water, Ediana, sanitation, they share the same office. Now, many of these ministers that are appointed, per the constitution of our land, over 50% of them must come from parliament. If you are an MP and you are appointed minister, you don't take any extra money.
No, it's not a matter of...
No, you don't take any extra money. But you see, for the efficient running of the state, that is why the constitution has given the president the power to appoint any number of ministers that he wants. If he abuses it, there are ramifications to it. In the next election, Ghanaians will punish you for it. But my point is that let's allow the systems to operate. There is executive. The constitution says that the executive shall appoint ministers. Parliament, you will vet the ministers. You don't have the power to decide, say, well, I won't vet the minister because I'm not okay with the numbers.
The work of the opposition.
The
work of the opposition.
But beyond just that. I'm passing my anybody does.
The work of the opposition is to check. To check and make sure that the public purse is saved. Look, you just said Minister of Water and Sanitation. Then you have a local government. You have a Minister of Local Government. And you have local government structures. You have district level structures. And these things are supposed to be at the local level. So why don't you make those process structures, why don't you make them efficient? Because when we town councils, I've forgotten the name. Those who go about
town council.
Town council. And the system, when you go to a local level, it was so efficient. The local town councils were very, very efficient. I always like us to compare ourselves to countries that we want to go to. Go to London, they've got boroughs, they've got councils. And you see that those places are more effective even collecting rates. It is not the minister up there who is interested in, it is the local authorities that are and you can see that they are rate structured. When you don't pay your rates, the next minute you are prosecuted.
What we need to do, Chairman, what we need to do, especially on this local governance area, and I think the MPP and the NDC must come together and let us vote to elect MMDCs.
I agree with you.
The election of MMDCs.
Yes.
No, it's very, see, look.
What's that conference we have?
No.
I said with the same one,
MMDC,
that is
not regional minister, not regional chairman of a party, and not national chairman of the party, and everything, the decision they take
is from the top, not from the bottom.
So that's it.
Bottom is not
which
bottom
is denying them revenue at the local level. It will go now. Also, taking move. Taxi drivers are not paying their or taking move. I say, oh, this one has political ramifications on your party. No, but see, you're too swabber.
No, taking this.
No, taking the decision. What you say is answerable to the people and not to any political party.
Life is not static. And governance should not be static. It should be evolving.
Yes.
What is the trend? Which countries have they done that has been very efficient?
That's
what we are saying. That if you appoint so many ministers and the top is heavy, and the down is
loose.
The question you ask me, you keep asking me for the next 10 years. That is where we are today. Look at you coming. I was driving. Look at the gutters. But you have minister for local and minister for sanitation and water.
Yeah.
What has changed? That is why I disagree with my brother there that you should allow the government, the president to appoint. No, we appoint, but the structures are already there. All that you need is somebody to really supervise them effectively. It's the non-supervision, the BBI loose. I think when you started, I heard you use the word loose. I heard you say something.
Yeah.
Look at where we are today. Even common portals. We are waiting for the Minister of Food to come, Minister of Roads and Highways
to fill it.
To come. I mean, how can you believe these things? Why you have local authorities? You have councils, which is their job. Just common portals. They must have at that level, no. Road, what a maintenance unit. Because it's a small locality. Your eyes must go there. You understand what I'm saying?
Again, I'm going to do something.
There's too much patronage. You said it. There's too much patronage. Oh, I must give this person. You start from the beginning about talking about NDC.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. We have got it because we are not using the people who have got the experience. You brought me here. You're giving me this topic. I haven't even bothered to read through. But when you start talking, I've got institutional memory. Oh, Michelle, we've been through this. So you talk with passion. But when we are not doing that, then you are just patronizing people, like you said, family and friends. Okay, wow, who is good because he came there through somebody who are on authority, who needs authority over him.
Exactly.
Until be person, and then to the detriment of all of us. This is what is happening. Patronage. That is what has brought us where we are today.
We keep patronizing like that. We keep patronizing like to this point. It's your mind, where are we headed towards?
But I mean, there's improvement. I mean, As for
system now is tough.
As for that one,
I can pay my power sample. My power sample.
Chairman, but
the system is improving.
No, Chairman. As for improvement, there, we are all saying. Yesterday, there was an admission say, "Nema is difficult," and I've always made
the only position you take here sometimes is worrying. Every time you're bowing that humility, times are tough. Yeah. We're going to change. Times are tough. But times not tough, no. Most more for our system being we say these are opportunities are more creative in terms of a dime crowd, maybe independent maybe any public key. Exiting even the traditional universities to added on are now the private universities. Any part to do a babble, meaning here as Omano. Yeah, you know how to empower both the private and even to reinforce government. Because every year, not less than 300,000 people or so back out. What are we doing for them?
A serious national security.
Serious, because and the degrees, masters not go about things.
I mean, sometimes you meet some of your mates on your school. Maybe school almost 15 years. And they still at home. People with degrees. Maybe crack about double masters. Obi kita masters no apply juma.
I know. To the degree in one book.
To the degree in one. Who come one? So bet me the certificate na come out na ayeya. There's a need to rethink this whole system. I agree, Kobra. easy. But I'm saying, say, things are improving because we know, say, I mean, if you look at the recent inflation figures, there's been improvement. I mean, as compared to last year.
A chunk of the youthful energies here to develop this country and professions. So, called a Ghana police service. Baby, a bones, and son or criminal DNA, I want to Mama Kwamoli. Chairman, look at age bracket now, 18 to 45. Baby, Nimdiania, Hordini, Sunny in our one. They are all exiting.
They live in the country.
Yes, they are all exiting.
And there's a deliberate attempt by now, if you Canada, UK, Australia, more visas, different skills visas.
That's right.
Our nurses, our teachers, they are going in droves. Yeah. I mean, all you need is to go online and get almost every BCTS. Unya CTS now, then you apply for the
yeah, as of mine.
We, especially with the nurses. When we have Agenda 111, hopefully you need nurses to fill these places. Today there are communities with CHIPS compound and you go there, it's difficult to get a nurse. And the people are leaving. So that's it. It's scary.
If free and I didn't think be draw. That's another matter. Chairman, if any free, the Ghana that you knew.
Yes, serious.
Where are we headed towards now?
And American will say, we have patronized ourselves, and by patronizing, we sweep things under the carpet. And then, we say, now, one day, and that is where we are now. So that is where we are now. And then we are finding difficult to have the answers because we have resources here. They are not, they are limited, and some of them are getting exhausted, and the population too is growing. Even if you say you are going to expand your resources, how many years will it take you? My brother is talking about one district, one factory. Let us interrogate all these things. And besides, what value have they added to our economy?
Hey, just in NDC4, Modi James Joe Question Junior, and I call your papa I say nothing.
He qualifies.
Qualifies
because now the allegiance certificate.
I have full Ghanaian.
I have full Ghanaian.
Almost 4 years.
No, there's a criminal aspect to the matter. But say the criminal aspect in there until say the court takes a decision, is not, you cannot say he's guilty.
But how would he be campaigning, going in and out and on this matter?
I mean, to be honest with all ourselves, there should be end to this. This matter. Sometimes
media, I support the current bill that is before Parliament to allow dual citizens to work as members of Parliament, and I support the current, and I'm going to vote for it. I'm one of the key advocates for it. You see,
dual citizenship.
I'll tell you, Cobra,
certain key positions be or minimum still, it should be left for full-time Ghanaians.
For instance, Boris Johnson. He was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, but he held a US citizenship and he held a UK citizenship. A trader, a Canadian Prime Minister, or a US citizen, or Sansu Yei. And then Ghana, me as a member of Parliament, me got Parliament, I only them here. Yeah, the document I bet to me, never share. Yes, you enter Swaba, but the key national installations, for instance, maybe this is NHI, where our database, health records, everything can be managed by a dual citizen. National Communication Authority, where that is the nerve of the country. It can be managed by a dual citizen.
Listen to him.
So why can't a dual citizen? And of course, a lot of the people who travel out of this country, a bread and butter issue. My father went and stayed outside for a very long time. By virtue of that, and they are in America. But I tell you, they are more Ghanaian. My brother tells me, I don't pay or now you share Adom TV. So how do you say such a person
who denying a certain opportunity?
You understand? You are denying such a person
allegiance.
What's it?
Allegiance. There are doubts about your allegiance.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
You see, that's
National Security Minister or a double.
But you can have a Ghanaian citizen in the UK. Chairman, in the UK, there's this particular case. I've forgotten. There's this girl who was born in the UK. Yes. She gave birth in the UK, and the boyfriend decided to go and join ISIS. Mm-hmm. Now, she found a way of traveling around there to go and visit the boyfriend. ISIS for the honor. When she was coming back into the UK, the UK government denied her access. She was a citizen of the UK, but now they said Indian girl, allegiance was in doubt. So you can have somebody who is a citizen of Ghana, but in allegiance will be in doubt.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That is why we got people spying.
Oh, say Yama Kwama, is he Yama Sankra time in Yama Kwama?
I support it.
I told you earlier on that society is dynamic, governance is dynamic. Yeah, let's assume that we've got one of the top scientists in this world, Oya Ghanaian, but Oya Ukwadwa nationality. He's sitting in the US or London, being wasted the time. Answer me now. Answer. Are you going to say that because dual nationalities no? Now, how do you determine allegiance? You can only determine allegiance when the person goes to do something contrary to the wishes of your country. But at that particular moment of time, dual nationality, he's working perfectly, right? But if you catch him, that is why in UK, in Russia, most. You have Russians, right, working and as Russians. But when they catch you, giving information to another country, they give you the maximum sentence, or they can even execute you. So there should be a punitive measure for you if you are in that position and you abuse the allegiance. So every country knows when you go. That is why you go to Canada, you go to all these. You got blacks who are Ghanaians. That's what I'm saying. You are citizen. First, we are citizen. And I time since in the first independence in the Akosombo Pene, my Kenya.
We are citizen. Young men in the parliament. He said, "No canon continue go. Kaji be 65, 14, 55 for baby."
But na make say, for instance, Uba me constituency. And me polling station for a share. I know. I keep on telling them. So every time we should allow for competition, so that the best person leads us every 4 years. It's not about, say, OPK, you wanting to be in parliament all the time. You break certain barriers and you will not allow people to come in. Because we want the best for this country. There are people who studied in Ghana, then maybe got scholarship to go and study outside. But because they do in Ghana, so that's it. Maybe yes, I know when your UK passport be now or the year such a person, we should be able to create an environment for them to come back home and serve. Because they be no competencies, be skills be so. But omoba then as a open home system to be said. I don't think so.
Okay, so you could try a waba. PRC for justify the 18.3% increase in electricity. Yakwaba, baby, this uncle. See, Mammy and Chia, a minia paying, very much suffer to the Boacudia, Kumo Mahine, very much pay only a pound for Yanana, a year I have for a war of Kenya, saying house Mechamo, Hima Barco, and Duchumwa Mosa. For the sense, some way more develop Ghana. My we go. Sika Copa Maroni in a edge and in a bit me pure was as simple. 3 million. 3 million. But we're going to travel at the Cookawari say that a year for David Opoku a year answer. Kofi Capital, I watched that carbon TV in Comopa because Oarian Yere Kofi Capital on PRC. Ensure any a year in a impage more on the aba. It consumer protection, ABHNA, Mpensenpensemu within how you are protecting your consumers. Coffee is very, very important. I do say, I believe so much about Kofi Capital, so I share an opinion. But, Chairman, it has been the usual calculation. Government to claim, say, on a part of a sa calculation no, but eventually government will government will. Now what we are being told by the PRC is that electricity bono EPGM 18.3%. The Public Regulatory Commission has given insights into factors that it considered in the approval of the recent 18.3% electricity tariff increase. According to the Commission, the tariff was supposed to be increased by 27.5% to cover some 1.3 billion Ghana cedi that the Electricity Company of Ghana ought to have recovered. The decision to increase it by 18.3%, according to the Commission, means there is an outstanding 427 million Ghana cedi, which Ghanaians will be made to pay in the next tariff adjustment. The utility regulator also disclosed that an increase in the next adjustment window may be required, taking factors such as exchange rates and the availability of natural gas into consideration. And so they're trying to walk us through how our way in our efforts were ever. I remember John Mahama vividly, it is high time we pay as a country realistic prices. That time no cancer MPP4. Come can the way the number and go come to hum.
Me catch you say.
Yeah, patronize.
We a pra ifinu.
And then one of the encounter say na thinking.
Yeah, at the time e be say you take bold decisions. I
remember John saying we don't have a choice. We need to pay realistic price when it's about our utility.
Then we create artificial payment.
Yeah.
I see poverty line. Below that line. But the crux of the matter is that what? Your generation is becoming expensive. Capacity of power, ecofo. You have to yes car because I hear about the baby about doom so because you are not having enough money to generate the power and also to make maintenance and all those things. But we are consuming that thing, and because of political expediency, again, political expediency, say, oh yeah, 5 cities are. Look at the abundance or make you 2 cities, Muntu 3 cities. Now, say 2 cities are abundance over 2, It's got it for so many years in a paleo, and then they come back to us and say, Yentia. So subsidy no. Omo compile as omo to be about to mean to and then
it's we a crocodile Joe but me for Kofi capital me say back yara pap Kofi Machi
oh okay
Kofi Machi
o my
na who ye
na we pa catch chairman adiko ka me nya za me chia na catch o PK say ya won friend me na mo bi
Kofi na you are that boy
o my the PRC forecast, the ECG forecast, the Ghana water forecast. Obisa media me danse me ma me awo was bi nua no. Akwan of France wo ne de media mfa me ho. Amahine a good when you feel wo krom ha. Debi obeti PRC nkan bia no. No be ka kire ye se enyina ma won de ni isuo. Si amakwara ma ya ntuma. Ejuma no ebe kofom ana ejuma no betosi ni aya ni atum obeya no ye betum amayine PRC o mejuma ye mienu na as a consumer I don't think say PRC for omni yen edi ni ye say PRC for omo chefa edi kan ni say omo ya adentem won ema omo ma ye nyina ma won ni isuo any year, yes, also you use when you are more than issue. Now, PRC to be catching say dollar, the inflation, the cost of fuel, then you know, Yamu no mutuma, or must say the Bakoswa. I also PRC for I must say Ghana consumers. Whom you saw PRC for much efficiency. Amanyene, efficiency, over can you say?
Say, Ajuma would the Amanaya edition.
Amanaya edition, no. Me be say, Amanyene, who say Ghana ha, and Krahase, any potential baby on about Ghana water and Russian water. Russian water. Now, what catch them say, Omu, and Romo the year show, Omo then the Omedia, man for saying, you know, Yamo Musica, no more talk, and no more talk, no more ye. I didn't know Omo Russian show.
I think of your catch or say illegal mining, no.
I'm mining.
Omo catch.
It's almost say, yet chase come on. They will what you say. And if you just come on, dear, the patrol, every consumer, what he wants is value for money. Value for money. Am I in it? Won't even tell me, say, what to Intanium? Now, meanwhile, Ghana, ye po, ye will do some.
Hey, Kofi Asemen, okay.
Am I in a meme see, no, this is meme see. Because still, he said they work canoe. Petrol, any gas, they want. They say, and what's my idea? And you know, we only by yes, man. And he said, me, I'll give me 18%. Then my job to me say, me po. I'll say me chia, we are, me pay excuse you. I question no pay, one man will eat it, I'm say, wa chop money, say, who bear Juma? Now, who bedroom fear? Who expect to say? Who bedroom fear? No, I hear you and yes, a proso. No, mine, Oma Iriska. Now, bedroom fear. Near you and see a proso.
Okay, Kofi. Yeah, I think that we need to engage more on
no problem. No problem.
That's key for your also contribution. Chairman, it means we have a problem.
Yeah, my Kofi can a fish. There are so many things in the basket.
Yeah.
Apaska. Wastage. Electricity, water. So, Sisia, so can Galamsey.
Illegal mining is a challenge.
I had the opportunity to go around with President Mahama in all the regions except OT. And every bridge that we crossed that had water passing under the
bridge. Papa.
Minia.
Maybe I could
illegal mining. I think it's on course. I mean, illegal mining.
It's on course.
You see, I think it's illegal mining. Koran, illegal mining. We should attach it to every politician. When the people are angry at their leaders, they will protect their land. My children and say minister there, but obi oba too good who be am be hunu bia. Mon say ne ka e ka ba metua, because we should not allow na kokoa ayi menana koyobo nsu kokofo a waya ebi ye di bia abehwe me maame no abesi ne no. You want to come and destroy it and take money. In the last 2 weeks, omo to ba be yi omo ti wo me ho. Mu ba na mrantie no ye be chase you out this year. And I always commend them. Because I've gone to Minerals Commission. I've investigated. Nobody has been given a minerals license there. But because they know so they're already there.
Someone will contribute to illegality.
It's not the politician.
At Tiwa Forest, I happen to Echo Eastern region. You found the degradation. Who said?
The chairman for the Muna Moyana.
Maybe you.
Because NDC for the Moyana, you wasn't there. Who NDC for the Moyana?
Any power.
Man, don't let us politicize.
It's not politicization, but you have power. But you are not regulating the front of illegal.
No, they are stopping it. And Abu is doing tremendously well.
OPK. Just make around Eastern region more area. Look, the degradation. It was an apart to the people mining there, you say community mining. Name community mining.